Hello guys, and welcome to episode 30 of my Civilization Beyond Earth playthrough, playing as Brasilia using the Purity Affinity. And today we are going to be continuing after finishing our war with the Franco-Iberians, and now we're going to be moving on to the Slavs again. Seems that we've come full circle since a few episodes back, and we're going to be back at war with the Slavs to destroy their beacon. I don't think they've actually set up the beacon yet, or like turned it on, but we need to get into position to take it out as soon as possible. So if I jump into the victories, you can see that contact, it's not even fully progressed yet. For the Transcendence victory with Eridani, she's still got to build the Mind Flower, because I've destroyed it now, well, like nearly three times, if you include the time that she tried to rebuild it. So we're literally holding back the AI as best we can until we can get all our own settlers into position from this Exodus gate. I've already brought in a settler for this turn. So let's have a look at the messages. Siphon energy was aborted. That's because we took over Fidel. Let's reassign my guy from Fidel to Fiel. And intrigue level decreased. Covert operation detected. Fine. City connection established. And that's all very well. Now, what I can do is spend some of this energy before I move on, because we do have a lot of it. So let's go to the purchase menu. I'll just try and find a place that I can buy a Soma distillery. Here at Xerxes would be good, so let's do that. And we can work on a feed site hub afterward. Now I do want to keep a reserve of energy, mainly due to the fact that we're currently dealing with the martial law in Fidel and Gran Éxito. It might be worth getting a miasmic repulsor as well, because the Slavs haven't been doing too well at removing the miasma on their land, even though they are purity, which is really annoying because it's going to make it hard for my units to attack. Let's just check the orbital layer. Doesn't look like there's any link there. We can just ignore the Pan-Asians, but yeah, we can probably sneak in a miasmic repulsor over Serek or something. Let's get the Centurion to head over to Serek, along with this True Lev Destroyer. And the Dragoon from Santo Adrio. For production at Santo Adrio, let's get a Lev plant now. And at Rangi, we will get a feed site hub. This true battlesuit is going to fortify until healed, and then I will send him on his way. That settlement is now full, which is good. We've settled 12 people. I think we're close to getting these guys onto this tile here, which I believe is good to take another settlement, because it's out of range of all three cities here. It's like right in the middle. Let's pull in another settler for this turn. I think this guy can move down to the settlement. That's fine. And this will be the 6th one to fill up that settlement. And then we only need 2 more. So we're nearly finished. We could finish the game in this episode. Well, we'll get the Promised Land victory at least, because I will be continuing the campaign to get Domination victory, which requires you to control all other players' capitals. Currently we hold Freeland and Central. Those are the only two that really count. Right, as for this Devastator, I kind of want to put him on a tile that he can set up to attack, and then it can attack immediately onto Krabrost. Let's move this Centurion over, and we can place the Devastator onto that tile there. Move up that Devastator, and that's everything done. Now things might get a bit tedious when I have to sort out all my troop movement. But it should be okay. What are they working on here? I think these are domes, aren't they?
Our children cry. Our widows weep.
Being annoyed about the fact I destroyed his agent. Destroyed? Killed. Destroyed is a bit ominous. But, yeah, domes being finished here for pretty much no reason. It's kind of weird. Not sure why my workers are doing that. I think it's because the defense in Freeland is actually pretty low. Anyway, at Central, let's get a civil crash. In Freeland, we will work on a feed site hub. And in Stanimir, a alien preserve. Homegrown quest decision. Do we want 450 science or 5 Xenomass resources? Gonna be honest, I think the Xenomass resources are more beneficial because they'll give us +5 energy per turn due to our virtues. Unless the 450 science is more useful. I don't know. Let's just get the science actually. That will go towards human idealism. It will basically take a turn off it, I think. This Dragoon, do nothing. Centurion can fortify on that tile. Does have miasma there, but I really need to probably just buy a miasma repulsor to fire off in the next turn. No important messages, so we'll just let our units redeploy. That's weird, it's faster to go all the way around here than just walk across. Set up my Devastator there. This Dragoon can come down towards Svatoy. Actually, that might be a place to put my Wardens, is on these 2 tiles here, because they can immediately attack Svatoy. Just fortify until healed that unit before we move it on. Move down this Dragoon. True Lev tank. That can stay near Serek, I think. Now, owning Fidel is really good for us because it actually allows us to set up an attack from Fidel, which will immediately take the Franco-Iberians' capital. Kind of like what we're doing toward Krabrost here. So at Citadella we'll work on a feed site hub. At Axiom we shall get a miasma repulsor actually. It's only going to take 3 turns and it's actually really useful at the moment. As long as we actually have a place to put it. We can get a Cyto Nursery and fueling the future quest decision. Do we want +3 energy and +2 production from Xenomass wells or 1,000 energy? I think we want the extra income over time. Yep, that will benefit us quite a bit. Because we do have quite a few Xenomass wells, I think. Anyway, this true battlesuit can now head down to the front lines with the Slavs. That Dragoon can sleep. Devastator can set up. Fortify until healed. And this miasmic repulsor, I can shoot it off here. That's really nice. Right, trade route from Freeland. Where does that want to go to? Ainsa looks like a good choice. Genelai an even better choice. Let's go to Genelai with that trade route. We can do the same with this one. Why have all my trade routes all of a sudden changed? It's kind of weird. Has Tiangong been taken over or something? No. Then why am I having to change all my trade routes? Ah, because they were all trading with iron, and iron's actually been taken by the Kavithans. I see. Okay, so let's fuel trade into Mandira. There's going to be a lot of these to do. That one can go to Genelai. This one can go to Genelai as well. Actually, let's send that one to Tiangong. And that's the tile I want to use. Let's get another settler in. We need to find the last place to build something. Possibly here. That's going to be 3 tiles. No, we can't do it there. Doesn't have to be anywhere too close to our own settlements now, because there's only 2 left we have to place down. What about down here, maybe? That's a bit close to the Australians. Don't think it really matters though. We just need somewhere that's accessible by mag rail. What about this titanium tile here? Or even there. Yeah, that will work out nicely. By Citadella. We'll do that. So you can see the 6 settlers here, waiting to occupy their new settlement. Get my true Lev destroyer into position. This Dragoon can sleep for now. The Warden can fortify until healed. And that's everything done there. We're now getting 221 culture per turn. 9 turns into our next virtue. Hopefully that will keep going up, because we are going to be working on like all these feed site hubs everywhere soon enough, after all the health buildings are finished. Get this Dragoon forward. Sleep that. Yeah, we can settle there, great. Get all these units forwards. We can choose production in PL. Shall be to get a Terravault in Mava. We want a Soma distillery in Pobeda, a Gene Garden. And the Centurion needs to move towards Stanimir. Same with this Dragoon. This Dragoon can move forward as well. And where do I want this Devastator? I think I probably just set it up to attack. Bring the left tank to the front line. And that's everything. Kind of just skipping through the turns, getting my men prepared. Megan is under attack by the Kavithans now. Wow. Kavitha really taking it to him. Don't know why the African Union's trying to make enemies with me right now. Doesn't really make sense. So General Vadim Kozlov has identified that I have a lot of units nearby. We're going to say we mean no harm for now. And the reason we're going to do that is because he hasn't actually activated the beacon yet. So there's no need to actually attack him.
The only reason you are here is because a committee picked who to send. Ponder why they chose you instead of their own self-interest.
Human idealism. Right, we can build that wonder now. We're working on the Daedalus in Manuel. So let's work on the new Terran myth in Cittadella. At Dorado, we will work on a lead plant, a Jimboomba, feed site hub, in Stanimir a feed site hub as well, and in Seric an alien preserve. As for our science, let's see what we should head toward. It's getting hard to choose. Well, there isn't even much left to choose from. Let's go to organics. That's going to give us +1 energy from generator improvements. We have quite a few of those. Then we can maybe head towards alien sciences, so we can take advantage of our Xenomass. Quest decision, do we want +2 culture from Xenosanctuaries or +2 food? I think we want the extra culture. Well, let's keep moving on these units. And here's our Aegis. Finally popped out to come to help. They can move really, really far, I think. But then they have a ranged attack. So this Warden might just move in range of Vuspec. It's going to give us a lot of information anyway. And we can move the Dragoon forwards here. Devastator can set up. Fortify until healed. Move forward the Lev Destroyer. Fortify that. For our covert ops, let's choose an operation in Liqueur to siphon energy. Let's just check our intrigue elsewhere. Santo Adrio taking a bit of intrigue now. So let's send the one from Fiel to Santo Adrio. How many turns until the martial law finishes off? 19 for Fidel, 14 for Gran Exito. It's quite a while, because that is affecting our health at the moment. We're not getting the health from their health buildings until we actually get out of martial law. That Warden can just fortify. And my units are just going to heal every turn, even though they are sitting on miasma, because they are fortified. Kavitha wants open borders. We're going to refuse. Look how aggressive she's being. It's insane. Megan holding really strong though. 137 city strength there. We've also got to remember that they are fighting in the north as well. Pan-Asians are fighting the African Unions there as well. which means that they're being spread really thin, which is probably why Kavithan's actually getting something out of that. Right, as for our production at Axiom, let's work on a lev plant now, and at Harta we can work on a repair facility. Warden can fortify on that tile, and we can do so here as well. And soon they'll stop taking damage anyway because of the miasmic repulsor removing the miasma. And where can we send this miasmic repulsor? Maybe to the top side here? Let's do it there. Get rid of the couple of patches of miasma that might be annoying. This Devastator. That needs to set up to attack, I think. Yeah, never mind. We can just keep that fortified. Don't think we missed anything important. So I'm just going to move on to the next turn and continue to watch the AI beat at each other. You can see the Supremacy units being ran over by the Purity units. Purity is always going to be better later in the game. Mainly just because the Purity affinity sort of leads you down the path of making your units more powerful overall. General Vadim Kozlov activated his beacon. Let's see how long that's going to take in order to win him the game. 30 turns. At Boris Branca, get a Lev plant and a Rai. Let's get a Soma distillery. In Cersei, an Old Earth relic. Continue to settle these guys. And that's going to be 18 there. We need to make sure that we pop out another settler actually. Where was I going to send him? Oh yeah, I need to send that one to up here. And then we'll be done. Soon enough. Right. Let's sleep that Dragoon. And am I missing anything to do with all this covert operations? No, I'm not. Move on to the next turn. So we do have a long time to wait until we can attack them because of the agreement we made about my units being close to his border. We can obviously break it, but I mean, like, it would be better to try and avoid it if we can.
Life is an inherently depreciating asset.
So we can now build mass digesters. And we get the +1 energy from generator improvements. At Cersei, let's actually work on a trade depot. We don't actually have one there. And then we can build some trade convoys. Get some more money in, because we are getting pretty low on energy per turn. Settle that Earthling there. Settle there. And move that Earthling on. It's been a long time since we've seen aliens, and there's actually a siege worm here. And I think in the next turn, or next 2 turns, we'll be finishing the game. Actually, maybe a little bit more, because this settler has to travel onto this settlement. But we can continue skipping onwards. Onwards to victory. Keep my units well fortified. Miasma Repulse is nearly finished doing its job. And if we go into victories now, we can see that we only have to settle one more settler in order to win the game. We have another True Lev Destroyer to work with here. Let's bring that down to Svatoi. Sleep that Dragoon. Can move on this settler. 2 more turns. And that'll be 1, 2, 3 more turns. Cycler in Tenang to increase our production. In Berat, let's get the thorium reactor. And in Serik, a trade depot. Make sure we keep up with that. So all our feed site hubs are actually building.
When you meet a new neighbor, you greet her with heartfelt courtesy. So also will we get to know our new alien neighbors.
Alien science is complete at Santo Adrio. Let's work on a civil crash at Freeland. Let's get the lead plant at Harter. An alloy foundry. Oh, actually, we can work on a feed site hub there, so we'll do that first. At Rangi, let's get a lead plant and a Xerxes, an alien preserve. At Stanimir, a recycler. And for our new research, what do we want to get? These Xena Sanctuaries give us +6 culture, but we would need level 5 harmony to take advantage of that. What about field reactors? Let's go towards field theory. Couple more turns. Or one more after this one. And we shall have finished our Promised Land victory. Quickly choose a production in Berat to make the Old Earth Relic. In Stanimir, we'll get the repair facility. In Serik, the repair facility as well. Although we could start making trade convoys. I think we'll go with the repair facility first. And we have a virtue to choose. So let's get the mind over matter. That's really, really nice. I think we're up to the lowest amount or highest amount of health we've had in a long time. Only -31. Probably sounds really bad, but it's actually really good for us anyway, considering how bad it has been. And we're moving on to the last turn before the Promised Land victory. Let's get another favor with the Slavs. And today, we shall have victory. You have achieved the Promised Land victory.
They stood there, unmoving, eyes fixed upon stars and constellations for which they had no names. How strange this world must have seemed, their future so uncertain. Lowering their eyes to the new earth, they saw their brethren, those who had prepared this place for them, and in so doing, risked all. It was then, in that moment, they knew they were home.
Just one more turn. Let's keep going, guys, because we have to dominate the world. But that has unfortunately been my time. We reached our promised land victory, which is great. And we're now going to be moving on to taking the capitals of every other nation on the map. So look forward to that in the next episode. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.